Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. FiddlinJonny here. And before we get into our magic product review, let's do a quick fiddle tune. Alright, well, you're not going to get the entire tune. That is The Wind That Shakes the Barley. Just a great sort of old tune. Anyway, if you're new here, hello, I'm FiddlinJonny. It's my magic product review channel, as well as fiddle channel. But today I'm going to review the Trojan Deck by Joshua J. Man, this is a huge popular release right now, and I think rightly so. If you've watched the trailer, if you haven't, you should. I'll leave a link in the description. You get a full 7-minute performance of this and uncut, well worth watching. Anyway, stick around for this review to see if it's right for you. It may or may not be, so I hope I can be helpful in that process. Stick around, we'll get right into it. Hello everyone. Hey, I hope you are all doing really great, and I'm grateful that you're here. If you would do me a favor and hit that like button, it always helps the algorithms, and I am eternally grateful for you for doing that. Thanks for being here. Let's talk about this, the Trojan Deck by Joshua J. Look at this box. Let's give you a nice close-up view of this box. You get the back side of that box, and in here is the magic. So what is the Trojan Deck? If I was to shorthand it, it's basically your spectator and performer shuffle a deck of cards, and after their cards have been totally shuffled, both decks match one by one. That of course doesn't really give this justice in terms of the power of this effect. First of all, you should all go check out the tutorial, sorry, not the tutorial, but the trailer for this. It's a 7-minute trailer and gives you the full uncut performance of this, which I think is awesome. There's nothing hidden in that trailer, and you will see what it looks like in real life when you watch the trailer for it. The nice thing about this is Joshua J. gives the real life story of how his parents met and how all the sorts of things that happened in place, whether it was coincidence or fate, that led to them meeting. And that is used as the pattern to essentially, while shuffling the cards, to end up that every single card in both of the shuffled decks happened to match in order. So that's it. That's sort of what it is. Go check out the trailer. It's worth doing so. There's a couple things I would like to say that I always look for releases that have been performed by the person releasing them in the real world for a while. For me, that always makes a difference. I feel like I can trust somebody who is releasing something that is part of their working repertoire. And Joshua J. performed this in his off-Broadway show for 18 months in 6 Impossible Things and used it as his closer. To me, that says a lot. One, it's a closer. He has a good reputation to begin with as a performer, and he has already worked out sort of all the kinks and stuff for us, so that we don't have to make those mistakes or have the same learning curve, because he has already taken care of those for us. And that is absolutely 100% true in this release. All right, so what are you gonna get? In essence, you get 3 decks in here. And I don't want to go into a level of detail about the decks, because that essentially gives away or tips some of the method. I will show you. Look, I'm going to assume almost all of you are familiar with Phoenix decks. So you're going to get a red-backed Phoenix deck and a blue-backed Phoenix deck for sure in here. All right, and one of them actually is marked deck, even though it doesn't matter. You don't need a marked deck in order to do this routine, but Joshua uses a marked deck when he does his routine, just to give him a little bit of comfort knowing that there hasn't been any mistakes along the way. And gives them a little bit more confidence. So you do get a marked deck in this as well. All right, so you're gonna get that. Then you're also going to get, this is an important thing, you're going to get the Trojan Box. Now the Trojan Box, you essentially just have to, which is a top case, but you're going to have to assemble it. It packs flat, and then you put it together. I will say for anyone who is purchasing this, please take the time when you are putting it together, because you get one chance. And if you screw it up, the stickiness of taping the sides is you just want to get it right. You don't want to do it sloppy. Take your time to do it right, because if you screw it up, you only get one box, and that's probably the most expensive thing in this, because you can't go easily buy one of these boxes. That's sort of the special part of this release. I think at the end of the day, I'm not going to go into everything you're going to get in this box. The thing that you need to know is you get everything you need to perform it. Okay? All right. I did not mention you are also going to get a tutorial. So it is a 50-minute tutorial that you're going to get, and let's talk a little bit, how are those instructions. First of all, it's filmed beautifully. It looks like it's done in Joshua J's home. You get multiple camera shots. All of them are great. They're nice and tight and close on his hands when it's appropriate, and has nice long shots when appropriate as well. Mic'd well, no distractions. Tutorial looks, sounds great. But the more important thing is the instructions. Even though it's only 50 minutes long, which is more than adequate, Joshua J really takes the time to give you the nuance of the effect. And I would say, when I say nuance, a lot of it has to do with choreography. A lot of like, when do you set the deck down? How do you set the decks down? Why do you display them the way that you display them? When you watch his performance, you'll see that, like, well, it doesn't look like there's much choreography at all. And I wouldn't say there is a lot of choreography, but that's because he has already worked out sort of all the mistakes that all of the rest of us mere mortals might make along the way. But he's put in over 250 performances of this, and it shows, and you get the benefit of that in the tutorial. All right, let's talk about how is the gimmick. It's not really a gimmick, they're really tools. You're getting the cards that you need to perform the effect, and the uniqueness about these cards. You're going to get the tuck box, which is really the Trojan box, and that is unique. Those should stand the test of time. If your cards wear out, just buy more cards. The tuck box, however, or the Trojan box, is not sold separately, and I don't know that you could, I don't think you could buy it separately. So you'll want to make sure that you're taking good care of it. Joshua spends a little bit of time in the tutorial about what he has done on his. However, the one that he's been using, he says, for years, and it's just a tuck box, in essence, a special tuck box. But uses that, and it clearly has held up over time. But you'll want to take good care of it. All right? All right. I'm going to read a little bit of the ad copy here as it's related to what the gimmick is. It says, in the package you receive the special box and 3 decks of cards that will allow you to perform the Trojan deck within minutes. So there you get a little bit about what you get. The only thing that I have an issue with is within minutes. Could you watch the tutorial, 50 minutes in length, and then perform it right away? After you do the setup, and there's a little bit of setup, yes. Would it be good? No, it just wouldn't. It requires practice for it to be nice, and I'll probably talk about that a little bit later. When I say also that there's setup, it's minimal setup. You have to basically take the little plastic or the sticker adhesive off the flat tuck box and put that together. You might have to trim up a card, that sort of stuff, but all very easy stuff to do. Let's talk about what I think is maybe one of the most important things about this, and it's the skill level. This is technically a beginner level skill, but with that said, is that it deserves the practice before you perform it. As easy as it is, I have taken the time, learned it, it's easy to do, but if you want it to look really well, please just take the time to practice it. It sort of deserves it, I feel like. Out of respect for the effect itself, I say just take the time to practice. Can I say that enough times? Take the time to practice. I would, even though it's beginner, you just need to do that. All right. When we talk about beginner level, the most difficult thing in this is you do have to do a false shuffle. Now Joshua will teach you a couple of false shuffles on here. It does not matter which false shuffle you use. You can use, if you have a false shuffle you already use right now, you can, and you feel great about it, use it. But that is the most difficult thing you'll have to do, is a false shuffle. And if you've never done a false shuffle before, I think Joshua does a great job teaching one right out the gate that you will literally be able to do that within minutes of doing it, and will give the appearance of fully shuffling a deck of cards. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what the pros are here. Look, it's just a solid effect. It looks awesome, and I think when performed well, it's a reputation maker. People are not going to forget it, and they'll remember how they feel when they watched it. It includes everything that you need in this box right here with very minimal setup. There's no difficult moves here, as I've mentioned already. A nice thing about this is the spectator holds the full deck of cards. They really do shuffle the entire deck of cards, and you don't have to wring it out to bring in a new deck, which is pretty amazing. I think that's one of the things that makes this unique and really, really nice. Also at the very beginning, the card is freely chosen from the deck. So, and there's no sort of complicated, they just shuffle the deck, pick a card, keeping it face down, tuck it in their pocket till the very end. All right. Also, there is one other thing I did mention as a pro here, is that at the end, the tuck box that you're getting, or the Trojan box that you get, can be used for other effects. And while Joshua doesn't go into lots of details about those routines, he gives you ideas about routines that you could perform with it. So I think there's an opportunity to do even more creative things with the Trojan box that you're going to get. All right, let's talk about the cons. I don't think this is for everyone, quite frankly. As amazing as it is, and all the great things I have to say about it, it's probably just not for everyone. I think it's probably ideal for people who like to do performance pieces, and it's not walk around. You will want to be at a table in order to perform it. I think it's great for close-up performance and parlor performance in particular, if someone's going to use it. So I think that's the folks who it is going to be best suited for. It's probably table, parlor, close-up types of performance. All right, what does this cost? In the United States, it's $74.95, or I think an exact $75 on some sites. Now that's a little bit expensive in my opinion, but for the worker, it may make total sense. And also, you know that this is a time-tested routine from his professional set and is his closer in his professional set. So, you know, you sort of see for those who are working professionals, it's kind of priced in that level, in my opinion. So I think you have to decide if you're going to perform it enough times for it to be worthwhile. So anyway, no big editorial there. I think you have to decide if that's as much money as you want to spend on a deck. All right, that's it. If you purchased this, leave a comment and tell me what you thought about the release. Or if you didn't get it, why you thought maybe it wasn't for you. Also, go ahead and hit that like button. I really appreciate it. And subscribe. I hope this is helpful for you. I really want to provide great reviews for you. If there's things that you want to see in a review or hear about and I'm not touching on in the review, leave it in the comments and I will do my best to make improvements in these reviews. All right, that's it. I really appreciate you all being here. I'm FiddlinJonny, and remember to keep fiddling around with your magic. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye-bye.